Well, with us right now is the mayor of the city of Laguna Woods, Sherry Horn, and it's great to have her today. We were commenting before, this has been a sort of an up and down week, particularly, mainly about the dog park issue, so it's great that she's with us today. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
And of course, there were a couple meetings on this issue. There was the almost, I want to call it a special or emergency meeting, or if you will, that was last week. And then of course your regular city council meeting, that was this week. And there were a lot of people there, and really, at least for the moment, the issue has been, I don't want to say resolved, but you've kind of taken care of the issue in the immediate future for a month or two, a couple months or something. But tell us about this, because this is a sticky wicket, to use a British term, right?
Yes, it's a sticky wicket, and it didn't need to be. You know, we were so excited about being able to refurbish the dog park because we'd heard from people about that it burns their little paws, and I mean, the dog park needed upgraded. Right. It was in our work plan. We wanted to do it. And our city manager did his due diligence, just out of precaution. He saw that we didn't own the land. We had an easement on the street, and you can put a bike path, you can put things related to a road there. But apparently whoever built the dog park back in 2001 never checked. So that's a problem.
You're right.
So we, and when we were presented with that from our lawyer, and said that that we didn't own the land, we were very afraid that we would be slapped with some sort of lawsuit, you know, an injunction. And so we had to take steps. It's unfortunate that right away that information got out and got put on Craigslist, because then we didn't have time to talk to the owners and do it that way. It was just, we had to take action because we were afraid the city would be sued. And that's our responsibility, is to protect the city. We do want a dog park though. So, so we went into that meeting, and because of what the lawyer said, we knew how we had to vote. It wasn't our land. We can't refurbish something until somebody says, okay, you can do that, or you can't do that, or until you find something out. And I never wanted to close the dog park, but many of the people on the council are lawyers, and you know, so I bow to their greater knowledge on things like that. But I'm glad that we're able to leave it open until the feeling, Noel Hatch had the feeling that it would weaken our bargaining position. But at least it leaves the park open for the residents, so it was a trade-off. Right. And so we're going to leave it open until we can completely find out who owns those. Now there's a couple of parcels. GRF owns one of the parcels. The parcel that we're on it's like 200 people. How that can be, I don't know. But it's going to take a couple of weeks to unravel that, and that's already in the process. Okay. So we'll be unraveling that. Whether we get permission to upgrade the one we have, whether we have to move it somewhere else, we don't know yet. Okay. But until we know that, we're going to leave it open. Okay. And this may, if I'm not mistaken, after watching the city council meeting the other day, this is it's sort of like looking at maybe a 60-day process. I mean, there's no specific time period, but I know Noel said, well, maybe we can keep this open for a couple months. And obviously, if something comes up, and you all said that, you made sure you said that if something comes up, whether it's a week from now or 2 months from now or whatever, that really the legal issue comes up again where you have to close it. Well, as you said at the meeting, this is something that is in flux right now. Right. Anything could happen. Right. Yeah. And I hope that doesn't happen. I hope we don't get slapped with an injunction or something. But I hope we can all work this out equitably.
Right, but it's finding those owners. That's really interesting. Over 200 owners. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's a shame that this wasn't discovered and worked
Right.
out years ago. And there were no records of anything like that at City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know the dog club donated money. If Chris, our city manager, didn't remember that, there's no records.
Yeah.
I realize that was a long time ago, but you would think that there would have been.
Yeah.
There's records on a lot of other things, but
Yeah,
we'll work
that's-
our way out of this,
Okay.
and we'll take care of the residents, because we really want the dog park. But we just can't build on somebody
Right.
else's land.
Yeah, you have to get all that straightened out.
Yeah.
So it was unfortunate the way everything played out,
Very.
but you're working to resolve the issue, and it'll be interesting to see who those other owners are.
It will. But it was wonderful that, because I believe in getting petitions
Mm-hmm.
signed and, going up and wanting, working for your cause. I'm a big
Right.
believer in that. And it was democracy in action. And we had all the dogs come in the
Yes.
city hall. So people were really motivated, as I would be.
And let's say the owners were with their dogs. It wasn't just the dogs that came.
Right. No, of course. I'm
Although
an
that would have been
animal.
kind of neat, though.
Yes.
They're all sitting up going, save our park.
Yeah.
But as a lot of people mentioned, that that park is, of course, great for the dogs, but it's a great social area too.
It is, and pets are so important for seniors. I mean, as we get older, we sometimes lose our significant others and we don't have as many friends, but a pet gives you
Yeah.
that warmness, that loving, that caring,
Yeah.
gives you something to get up for in the morning. And a dog park here next to our city, people came in that were on crutches or had surgeries, and so they couldn't walk their dogs. So this was a great place. I know there's other dog parks around, but many cities only allow you in if you're a member of
right.
that city or something. So it
Yeah.
would have been difficult for them to find another dog park. It's very hard to go to Laguna Beach in the traffic.
Exactly. So moving on, the process at the Willow Tree Center looks like it's going rapidly now.
It is
Did you have
very.
a date yet where the grocery store and the Dollar Tree, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, Aldi and the Dollar Tree, I know for sure.
Well, they're thinking October.
Okay.
So
Oh,
between
good.
October and the end of the year.
Okay, so that would be very good.
And Starbucks is working 24 hours a day to get their new place built, and they
Yeah.
were there to get their sign
So the city
program.
will have 3 Starbucks.
3 Starbucks and a
Yes,
coffee bean and tea
bean.
leaf.
So you're caffeinated for sure.
Right, so any direction that you're going. And we finally finished the GRF request to make all the zoning the same. So that last portion
Right.
is where the maintenance yard and everything is now zoned the same as everything else. And so everything like that is done, which is nice to close that chapter too.
Yeah, it is. And as far as the council is going, we know that, let's see, you're mayor until when now?
Until the end of the year.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was, I was confused because of all the different elections around here, if it was October or the end of the year. And then Mayor Pro Tem is...
Right now it's Carol Moore.
It's Carol Moore, and so she'll be the next mayor coming up in January, am
Yes.
I right? Okay, very good.
If everything works the way it should,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, exactly. So, what's really nice though is, we know the city is on a very tight budget, but you still offer a lot of different services that people can take advantage of, right?
We offer everything that we can.
Yeah.
With the sheriff's costs, we have had to cut back some of the services, but we try to keep everything where it was because we care about the residents, and that's what we're there for. So we wish that we still had the money to put into community grants and have the
Right.
committees and do all these sort of things, but there's no money to give away, so no need for the committees, and that's a shame. But we're hoping with the Civic Support Fund that the city started, that maybe we'll be able to have a library, and maybe that's where people would be able to donate for things like dog parks if they wanted to, or a shop and dine, a taste of Laguna Woods. So
Right.
that's it. That's coming around too. That's finally all the paperwork is done.
Okay, when will that become available for people if they do want to donate or put in, like say somebody wants to donate, whatever happens to the dog park, but they want to donate to that and that sort of thing?
It should be any minute. We have the
Okay.
logo, we have all the OKs, and I think they've started collecting money
Great.
from right now, so people could call the city and find out about that. They have little donation envelopes and things like that.
That'll be great. And let's hope that whatever happens to the dog park, it gets resolved soon.
I hope so. I really would love to have a top-notch dog park in our city.
Yeah, that would be, you know, it's been great that it's been there, but, you know, one of the complaints is that for some reason artificial turf was used, and, you know, I understand the maintenance is less on it, but dogs on artificial turf over the years isn't the best combination, probably.
I'm hoping it's improved
Yeah.
since all those years ago
Yeah.
when it was originally put in. I'm sure that other people have said how much heat it puts
Yeah,
out.
it does, yeah.
And this way we could put in more shade,
Yeah.
so there wouldn't be as much sun on there. I mean, I had a whole lot of plans for that, so I'm hoping we'll get.
I think it'll happen.
I hope
All right,
so.
you'll get that all ironed out. Anything else you'd like to add? from the
Nope.
meeting?
I
Okay.
think that's about it.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you very
so
much. And if people want to find out about that fund, they can just come over to City Hall and
Right.
find out. Okay, that's
Right.
great.
It's called the Civic Support Fund.
All right, very good. And great to have you on.
Great to have
and
you.
we'll be back in just a moment. We're going to show you the segment from Sterling Financial Advisors.
Okay.
Yeah,